Hello, and thank you for tuning into the frequency of a new awareness. Today, we are going to look at the Catholic Church in modern times. Let's say the last 70 years. It's in the year 1950. Let's take this. And we're looking at two things that are explaining and showing us again what the true cornerstones of the Catholic Church are. As we have already established in previous woundings, these two cornerstones are greed and lust for power. In modern times, it's not anymore such as establishing more power, but holding on to the waning power they're still having. So, first, we have to look at the child abuse cases of Catholic clergy. It is all over the news and is very predominant. And when you start looking at it a little bit closer, you see the dimension of it. It's actually mind-boggling. It's spread all over the world. You see cases. It is like a cancer the Catholic Church is infested with. And it's spread all over the body of the Catholic Church. It's in Asia, Africa, Europe, United States, Canada, any country, you name it, wherever the Catholic Church is, you can be sure that children have been abused. Of these cases, 80% boys, 20% girls. When we look at just a few countries, France has put into order an organization or a commission to just record how many cases. In the last 70 years, over 216,000 cases have been recorded in France. Ireland, a little country, tens of thousands of cases. It's all over. You look Germany, United States, Canada, everywhere. And what does the Catholic Church do? Cover it up. So they become part of the crime. They're clergy members, priests that have been moved from assignment to assignment, from city to city, just to cover up the crime. So the Catholic Church, in reality, becomes part of the crime. They're criminals themselves. And the higher the position of bishops and cardinals, the more diligent the cover-up. So we can even see the United Nations has started a commission to investigate these cases. And one of the conclusions was that they said that the Catholic Church was more interested in protecting their reputation than protecting the children they were put into their care. And that is the truth. And we cannot deny this because it's all over. It's not just a few cases here and there. It's global. It's worldwide. Millions of children have been abused over the span of 70 years all over the world. And there are cases in history that dates to the 1100s, 1500s, 1700s of abusive priests. So this is not something in modern times. It's just that we have the internet and the media that it's very hard to keep secrets from. And the Catholic Church only comes out now to admit to these cases and to agree to pay money to the victims because of public pressure, of the media reporting about it. Not because they decided it's the right thing to do. For them, the right thing to do was cover it up, just keep it quiet. because they were more interested in holding on to power and influence than doing the right thing. So here we can see again that doing the right thing, having ethics, moral values, representing the love of God is not something that was on their mind, or it isn't on their mind. So, but if you are interested in looking closer, its information is all over the internet. Now the question arises that people make, how could it have come? What is the reason why these abuse cases are so widespread within the Catholic Church? Reason number one that most people come to is the celibacy, the having to give up any free sexual relations with a woman or with a lover because they have to have celibacy. If I have pronounced this now right, I do not know. But that is one of the major reasons, because they have created an environment that human beings cannot anymore express a natural sexual drive that was innately given to every human being to procreate. Now, if you cannot freely express it, then it expresses itself in a perverted way. And that's what's happened here. Another reason is that these priests who did this were pedophiles all along. They would have been pedophiles in normal life as well, not just because they were priests. So the nature of abusing children was in them already before they came into priesthood. And another reason is that the Catholic Church didn't do anything. So the priest said, hey, we can get away abusing children, and nobody's doing anything, and my boss and all the church will cover it up, will have my back. So nothing was done to keep it small, to expose it, and so the cancer could foster and foster more and more. Now the whole body of the church is riddled with it. So this is just another sad story of the Catholic Church. But now let's come to our second point, greed. The Catholic Church loves money, wealth, abundance. I love it. Now, here we go into a very specific example, and that is Germany. In Germany, the Catholic Church has 3 income streams, and they're all tax-free. Number one is a church tax, that 9% of your income tax you have to pay to the church. So let's give an example. If you pay $100 in income tax, 9% of $100 is not $9. So $9 you have to pay to the church. And that's additional. So for every $100 you pay income tax, you have to pay $9 additionally to the church. Income stream 1. Income stream 2. In the late 1800s, the Prussian Kaiser wanted to unify the territory, what we consider today Germany. And Germany at the time was very fragmented. Dukes and barons and knighthoods all had different territories. And in these territories was included bisdoms. They were very powerful. They were run just like any secondary realm. And they were very wealthy. Now, the Prussian Kaiser had different ways to bring these realms into the Prussian Empire, and that was one through marriage, second through conquering, and third was to make negotiations, to make deals. And that's what he did with these Catholic bishops. He made a deal with them. So, in return for the bishops to hand over the land, the territory, to the Prussian Kaiser, the Prussian Kaiser agreed to pay these bishops every year, every month, a certain amount of money. I don't know, who knows how much that was. But interestingly, interestingly, these payments are still going on today. About over 150 years later, the Catholic Church still receives money from the government based on that deal that the Prussian Kaiser made with these bishops. That's income stream number 2. Income stream number 3 is whenever you enter a church, whenever you participate in a service, you will be confronted with what I call the begging box. They're asking for donations. So the third income stream of the church is donations. 3 income streams, tax-free. So you can imagine that the Catholic Church in Germany amassed a fortune, a lot of money. Now, the other question is, what did they do with the money? Did they use the money for the poor, for the suffering, to help make this world a better place? Well, as usual, they did not. They hoarded the money. They bought businesses. They bought property. It is said that the Catholic Church in Germany owns more property than the government. And what else did they do? They hid the assets in tax-free mailbox companies in the Netherlands, Cyprus, wherever they could get tax-free havens, just like any other for-profit business. Now, a German media company made a documentary, and they asked one of the representatives, I believe it was a bishop in Munich, how much assets do they have? And what kind of assets? And this man, and I believe he said the truth, said, we do not know. They hired a business consulting firm to find their assets. They have hidden them so well that they don't even know themselves how much they have. But it's estimated that these bishops have more or less in the amount of 500 million euros hidden away in assets, properties, companies, investments, so on and so forth. So here we see again greed, and non-greed. The love of money. You know, what does the Bible say? The love of money is the root of all evil. So, well, let's not go any further than that. But that concludes now our series on the drama of the Catholic Church. We have traveled through times from the start at the Nicene Creed, at the Council of Nicaea, till present day 2023. And we can see the silver lining that goes throughout history. And it's not a pretty one. And it says, the Bible tells us, by the fruits you should recognize who people are. And the fruits are people's actions. What do people do? Or organizations. And it is my firm opinion, and that is my personal opinion, that the actions of the Catholic Church do not represent the love of God, do not represent the teachings that Jesus taught, and therefore there are man-made organizations to serve men, We cannot even include women here because the Catholic Church is a man organization. Men have created this. And the desires of men, fleshly, worldly desires, were the number one goal. And we'll leave it at that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening.